Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome back. This is Daily Trading Analysis with a quick market update for today, last day of the month, November 30th, Thursday, PCE day. And I think we got pretty decent news, but as always, markets react based on expectations and also outlook in 6 to 9 months. Be aware of that, take that into account because today, PCE. Let's start with the general one. Month over month, 0. We were expecting 0.1. I think that's good for inflation. Year over year, 3%, going a little bit lower from the 0.4 as expected. In terms of core PCE, year over year, 3.5, decreasing from the 3.7 as expected. And core PCE month over month, 0.2%, a little bit lower than 0.3 and as expected. And I think all these check marks are good. Also, in terms of spending and income, lower than before and as expected. So as you can see, prices, PCE are going lower and income and spending is going lower, decreasing the pressure on inflation. In terms of jobless claims, initial jobless claims 218, higher than the previous one and less than expected, but still uptick in more jobless claims. And continuing jobless claims 1927, way higher than the previous one and than expected. More people are piling in the continuing part of the jobless claims. The rest, I don't think it's worth mentioning. It didn't impact too much on the market, but just for your information, pending home sales obviously are negative. The pressure on interest rates for mortgages and also the prices skyrocketing, sales are affected. So month over month negative and year over year also negative. So how are we doing in terms of expectations for interest rates? Remember that markets are pricing in heavy cuts into next year. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to reach 4.25. That's 1.25% less interest rates than the current rate. That's too aggressive. I don't think that's probable, but that's what markets are expecting. The Fed to step in and support the economy by cutting rates super hard. Now let's go to the charts to really see in terms of technical analysis, where are we? Remember yesterday we took this buy side liquidity and we sold off pretty heavily, taking a lot of liquidity on the way. So in order for me to be prepared for today, I was expecting, honestly, continuation to the downside, but you never know. So I got this pivot as buy side liquidity and also this pivot as sell side liquidity. The first one being taken would show me most probably the kind of move we are going to get today. And as you can see, we didn't take that buy side liquidity and we just, it would have been awesome. I would take 100% a short up here if we were to take that liquidity. But sometimes, well, that happens. What we did though, it's in pre-market, we took this and we took this pre-market. We trap and then we squeeze down. We already take that. And once, remember, this is a fair value gap on the 1 hour that I was watching as support. This is coming from the close on Tuesday, sorry. And this being respected yesterday into today, but then look at this knife. Let's go back to the 5 minute. You can see that once this zoom, least liquidity got taken. I mean, there's no bounce, no nothing. They are continuing lower and lower and lower and lower. And they just were piling in on liquidity after liquidity after liquidity. Two more liquidities let me just show you what I had charted. Really obvious levels. These equal lows, relative equal lows, that's this one, and then this one on the 1 hour support from Monday. Look at that. We've been holding this 1 hour fair value gap all the week until today. So they are repairing, they are going through all these people, and everything started with this move. So they are just taking advantage of everything. Until when? Well, we had also another 1 hour fair value gap and another liquidity down here. And that's when I was really focused on trying to get along. I was waiting all day to that. And let me tell you, I'm still on the trade. This is the trade that I took. So basically, this was the liquidity, displacement up, down. I was watching this stairs stepping down. I was watching also the dollar. And then my favorite setup, as always, look at this. It happens every single day. Sweep the lows, big push up, fair value gap, trade. That's my trade. And my target is the first pivot on buy side liquidity to squeeze these guys. I have my stop down here on the week of this breaker and also support. So if it goes, it goes. I think it's a good trade based on today's price action. I think it's a good trade. I think shorts will have to cover at some point. Some people will understand this as a structure for longs, and I think it's pretty decent setup. My target is here. I'm in with 2 contracts. That would be from, that's almost 1 to 4 risk reward ratio. So really nice ratio on this one, 884. That would be 16. No, not 16. That would be how many? That's 47 points. Let's just say 50, 50 with 1 contract is 1,000 and with 2 contracts is 2,000. I'm risking just 12 points. I'm risking basically 1/4 of that. I'm risking basically 500 in order to get 2,000. That's how I trade. And these kind of setups are pretty damn probable. So let's see how we end up today. I'm letting it run. I might take one here and look for this fair value gap, inverted fair value gap. This is full of shorts, and I don't think it's worth to wait for this one. So I might just take these two at this liquidity. That will be 2,000, really enough for me today based on the circumstances. So dollar is pretty strong, yields are pretty strong, everything in the Nasdaq is red. Google 2.31, Nvidia 2.71. I mean, today is not the day to really be greedy. This is a good setup. I think it has potential to really reach my target, and I will just let it go. I will just give it time, because I think this is high probability setup. And that's what you have to look for. Based on your risk parameters, based on your strategy, patience, discipline, risk management, those are key for your success. And that's all from my side. As always, thank you for your time. If you found this video useful, please give it a like, support the channel by subscribing, because I upload videos like this one every single day for market forecasts, market updates, and market recaps. I appreciate your time as always. Remember, discipline, patience, risk management, those skills are key for your success. Stay safe, everyone, and see you tomorrow.